Free, Dr. Yo. WNT9 RADIO, and I'm your host, Bro.Ntelek.
And I'm the co.host, Hathar, a.e.o, Lady Lioness, also known as Hathar on Empathy.
Today we have a special guest on the line with us. Brother, please introduce yourself.
My name is the master sound therapist, Huni Bak Atun. That's HUNIBAKATUN. And for short, some people just simply call me the Magic Man. Now that's magic with a J, not a G. MAJIKMAN, the Magic Man.
No doubt. That's heavy right there. That's heavy. Give us and the people a little outline of what's been going on with you. And this thing I've been hearing about called this sound therapy, man. We got to get into that.
Yes, we definitely going to get into that. I appreciate that. First of all, I'd like to say this to you. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to make my voice heard, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Some people is not even sure what the tenets of sound therapy is. Faithfully, before this interview is over, we'll be able to at least get lay the foundation for exactly what sound therapy is really about.
Right.
Okay, but just want to keep it a little bit simple. Basically, sound therapy has a lot to do with what was pretty much taught to me. I first heard it through my godfather. My godfather's name was a.e.o. He pretty much helped raise me and watched me go from one phase to another throughout the course of my life. Mm-hmm. So I actually first heard the phrase of sound therapy through my godfather, a.e.o. Okay, and he told me, and actually gave me the science of it. He pretty much taught me through music, and he pretty much used primarily three things. We got music, art, science, and supreme mathematics, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So by using that, he was able to teach me and help guide me, which is a better word. And he was able to actually teach me in more than one way. Very similar to the sacred spiritual master teacher. He pretty much taught a well-rounded thing. He didn't just teach one way.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
right.
Very, very similar. Not only do Illuminate which is my godfather, look very similar at times. And we know that the sacred spiritual master teacher was able to change his identification many different times. So at times, one time I looked at, you remember one of the old, I think we was going through the school of, the Holy Seed Baptist Synagogue. Remember he had someone did like a poster of him, with the kufiyah on and all that kind of stuff. He looked
right.
just like, I'm telling you, if I had put my godfather's picture along with that one, we would look like twins.
Wow.
Yeah. So the science of sound therapy is the science of music, art, supreme mathematics, as well as, the scientific part of it, the experience very similar to what we was taught in the WAPO, So it's the scientific data that we are able to use with that.
Now
a part of it, but not a lot, not a big part of it.
Now you said music, art, and what was the third one?
Okay, music. So let me do it this way. Sound therapy is a combination of primarily music, science, art, and supreme mathematics. Those four tenets.
Okay.
How do you tie that in with WAP, if you explaining it to someone that?
That's a real good question. That's a real good question because I know a lot of people. Thank you so much for even asking that. Well, honestly, it's not really no different, and here's the reason why. The key is sound. Now, I don't know how long you actually been traveling with the sacred spiritual master teacher, which I don't have anything but the utmost love and respect for. There's nothing anyone that could ever say that would make me say anything degrading or anything against him. One thing I'm thankful for, and I'm going to answer your question in a moment. One thing that I'm thankful for is that I had my personal experience with him. Not as a follower, but I had my personal experience of getting to know him.
Right.
And throughout the travels of over 26, almost 27 years. So I got a chance to know him and experience him in a different way than a lot of other people did. Now, to answer your question, the key is in the sound. He always pretty much used to get us to concentrate on the sound. He used to use catchwords like phonetically, etymology. So the key is always in sound.
Right.
Okay? Sound from the tone of his voice, even when we was going through different languages, there were certain ways that we had to pronounce certain stuff when we're going through these schools. So the key is always into sound. And if you tie in to the musical part, that's when, he came forth as Dr. York. There was always a lot of music there. And even as Dr. York, he always, he was the underwriter, for a lot of the groups, especially Philadelphia Sound. A lot of those people, it was pretty much laced with a lot of stuff that he wrote.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that he wrote. And he always encouraged love and things like that, especially with the Harold Melvin and Blue Note. That was like, you could hear him.
Right.
Actually hear.
Exactly.
He was the underwriter for a lot of different songs. So yes, the best way I would describe it is, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I've heard a few of his songs. I've heard one called Only a Dream, which is probably what you're tied into with the sound, the tone, and the frequency. The music now, they've sped up the music, like the master teachers wrote in Are There Black Devils and the book, The Frequency of Music Now, and that's pretty much to throw us off our vibration. So I just wanted to get really right back into where you left off when you were saying sound turns into tone, and then you were going into the frequency, and I wanted to kind of expand on that a little more for people so they can, understand, what that is.
Well, first of all, everything vibrates. Like I say, the key is into sound. Sound produces everything that we know. And that's part of, listen to what I'm saying, that I'm not sure how long that you have actually been traveling the path as far as being a student or whatever, or even the listening audience. The key has always been within the sound, okay? And sound produces heat, sound produces light, sound produces color.
Right.
Everything vibrates.
Right.
Sound is really soul. Sound is pretty much really the foundation of everything that exists and everything that you see, as well as things that you don't see. Okay? And so, so along with the musical part of it, what I do is try to encourage, and pretty soon my website, the actual business part of sound therapy, is hopefully I'll be able to get into a little bit later, or when I do put the website up, faithfully I'll be able to conduct some business on this radio show as well. The actual business part of it is our people need healing. All people need healing.
No doubt.
We're all.
No doubt.
Primarily, our people got anger issues, our people, in a state of confusion, all kinds of things going on. And the average so-called psychotherapist in the regular world is not even equipped to handle the magnitude of different problems and stuff that we face as a people. I don't care even if they're Melanin or a black psychotherapist or psychologist. They're not even equipped to deal with all the drama and all the things that we went through, especially as a tribe.
Right.
Okay? So by me, incorporating music, which I do play a lot of love music, and that way is another way. And here's one of my best kept secrets is through me playing a lot of love songs. I'm encouraging love.
Right.
A lot of the music on the R&B side. Sometimes I would even include gospel. I don't listen to a lot of it, but there's some gospel music that even makes sense. That some of my friends, even on Facebook, with a lot of stuff that I post, and then for the listening audience, you can find me on Facebook, like I say, with my Facebook name, which is Huni Bak Atun. Okay? What I want to do is encourage love. Let us get back to love, okay, even up to hip-hop before that was changed.
Right.
Originally, like, that's why I love your flow. I like the way that you create. I'm talking about you, Bro.Ntelek. I love the way that you flow. It's real creative, and it really takes me back, take my mind and my spirit back to that golden age of hip-hop. Okay? But yeah. So the kid has always been into sound and soul. And again, I want to say this right quick. Again, if you even go back to when he used the name a.e.o, okay, and when he gave that definition, from what, and correct me if I'm wrong, the definition that he gave, especially when we were going through the school of HTM, he said it's the faithful informer, soul of the tide. And I remember that like back in 1991, 1993 on, and he was actually using that.
Right.
With an O instead of a U. The key, even way back in 1963 to 1967, before the seals opened in 1970, if you look even at that name, a.e.o, there's, the pronunciation, the things that it was, the way that he phrased it, the actual name, he was speaking, this is key, he was speaking to our soul, even way back then.
Oh, yeah.
He always opened to our soul. Yeah, right. And from like I say, some people say it was 63, some say it was 1967. The main point that I want to make, I keep saying this is key. Even before 1970, when we was going through that school of Al-Islam and all those different schools, he always spoke to our soul.
Right.
Always.
Right.
So in regards to whatever school that we went through, he spoke to our soul when he was, as Dr. York, writing and producing and recording music. He always spoke to our soul. So so that's what sound therapy is, and trying to tie that in to Nuwapo. A lot of the books and the information that came out after the fact, after the raid and things like that, I haven't read it. I heard about it. I got certain people that I trust that actually have read it, but me personally, I haven't gravitated to that level yet. A lot of it, I'm going to be honest with you, I have some serious trust issues on a lot of things. I do. But that's just me personally, okay? And I haven't been using that to, be a disagreeable or anything like that, or even trying to contest it. I actually don't even speak on, things like the Hathar or anything like that. I mean,
Hathar.
Yes. Yeah, Hathar, excuse me. I don't say anything, derogatory towards it. I'm just saying, sometimes some people who may have read that. Matter of fact, let me even say this right quick before y'all come with the next question. I heard that there's a book that's called The Master's Secret. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. The Master's Secret.
Okay, now here it is, and I can see something. Someone inboxed me last night, because if you look, I don't know if we're friends on Facebook or not, but if you look at my profile picture photos, and a lot of times whenever I'm posting up something, there's a thing called, along with sound therapy, there's a thing called the Master's Way Perspective. And someone was saying that, probably thinking, I have never even read this book. I didn't even know that was actually out until someone inboxed me yesterday. And I'm looking at it, and I see a book, a cover, and it says The Master's Secret. Now, I never read this book, right? And, me personally, I never read the book. That's when a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, okay, well, I know why. I know what some people might be judging me. They probably think I'm actually reading the book and taking snippets from the book. This is according to what my inbox. I have never, ever read this book before in my life.
Right.
Ever. You understand? I didn't even know that there was a book called The Master's Secret until yesterday. And you just confirmed it, your co-host.
So people think that you're actually taking lessons out of the book that Partner Bad wrote?
Yeah, right. That's when someone inboxed me. That's what they was trying to insinuate, that I'm getting a lot of the information that I'm putting forward. Excuse me, I actually think it's funny. But no, I haven't read the book. I haven't took anything from the book. But I will say I am a free thinker. I will say that one of the greatest things that I did for him, did as a student, that I like to call him, the sacred spiritual master teacher, and I respect him as my guide, okay? And one of the things that I have learned from him, along with other master teachers and stuff that I had throughout my travels, like I spoke about my godfather, the best thing that he did for me is he helped make everything all right to a point where it was okay for me to think again, to think outside of the box, so to speak.
Right.
Okay? So, so with the coming of him, that was pretty much my next phase after things hit the fan. My next phase for me was strictly self-development, elevation of everything that I, pretty much things that I learned on the religious end and all that kind of stuff. But it was me getting to know me better. And that took a lot of prayer, that took a lot of meditation, and everything that I post, and the things that I write, and I got books and all kind of things coming out, is me spending countless days and nights getting to know me. I studied other things, but I studied me more than I studied everything outside of me, if that makes sense.
Well, I would say this. I mean, so what? What's the big deal if you didn't read the book? And to the person that sent you the message, to me, that's somebody who has tunnel vision. They haven't reached the level where they've actually, opened up their mind. A lot of that comes from, people who are so intelligent that they start attacking each other because they don't realize that the people that we need to be addressing is not us. We don't need to correct us. We need to raise up those who are still asleep. We're already woke. So if we getting at each other, imagine a bunch of partner Babs on the land, a bunch of Malachi Yorks on Tamaray. Imagine that. That would be like war, man, because you can't have those elements, that close to each other, getting at each other about every little thing. You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake once. I'm gonna give you the floor back, but I made a mistake once when I got I love cats. When I was a younger, I couldn't stand them. As an adult, I overstand them. So I love them. And I thought that by having a cat that my cat was lonely and I should get another cat to keep this cat comfortable. Man, that was the worst thing I could have done, man, because cats are territorial, man. You know what I'm saying? And masters are territorial. You know what I'm saying? That's not egotistical, they're territorial. That's two different things. So the person that is trying to get to you telling you one thing don't realize, look, you a master in your own right. So just when you see somebody doing what they doing, he's another master in his own right. Let him do what he's doing. He's not hurting anybody. You know what I'm saying? Now you go and help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That message you're trying to give a master, you need to go give somebody who's asleep. That's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? So
that makes a lot of sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense.
All right, so I wanted to kind of expand more on the sound and frequency because I feel like that's very important. I think all people from all walks of life, regardless of what tribe they belong to, what religion they belong to, and what they deal with, I think that we all have tools that we need to utilize within our lives to help us elevate to reach our highest self. In order for us to heal ourselves, like the sister Frances Crescent, I believe she wrote the ISIS papers, and she dealt with therapy, and she dealt with like when you were talking about tones and frequencies, but she dealt with therapy of melanin children, and just tying into like minds, adding on to the master teacher as well, talking about us having this conditioning. Of the way we think about ourselves, it's through genetics and different things that we were fed. Now, sound tone healing. How can this heal some of these things and elements that we're dealing with as well? Tapping into meditation, gonging, because that deals with sound tone frequency as well. I came across a documentary where I saw an instrument that they had, I believe it was in Ethiopia, that they played. It looked like a guitar, but it was like it looked like a guitar, but it was like the size of a watermelon. It was longer.
Oh, you talking about oud? You talking about
right? And they said that there was a time as people when we had any illnesses or sicknesses. I forgot the brother who discovered the tones, the two tones that he would play to to heal our bodies. Like, we would lay under that, our ancestors, and they would play it, and depending on the tone, and they were able to tell what was wrong with the body, what tone to play to correct the blood flow and all these things. So, you know, when you're talking about this sound tone frequency and this healing, like, to people that are hearing this that do not understand the science behind it, they're brushing it off like, you know what, whatever, yeah. But they don't understand that this is real, because the world is controlled by music. Our minds, our children by music. So I really want you to tie that in and tap into it and break it down more, so people could definitely understand why it is so important we know about this science, and what are some of the things we can do to bring our awareness, or to even practice daily being in tune, you know, with ourselves, with nature, and with the elements as well.
You know, that's absolutely amazing. I'm sitting there listening to you, and you pretty much, you know, breaking things down myself, so I'm going to do my best to try to...
Like you, brother. Like you.
I can't wait for your show this year. I mean, my goodness.
There you go.
On the real, I'm going to say this, and some people may be insulted by this, but hey, you know, I'm my own person, so we handle that a little later. I feel for this new school, I don't want to call it a new school, I feel for the state that where we're in right now as a tribe and as a people, okay? Because for those who former Ansars, I go back way, like, into 1991 officially.
Right.
June 26, 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when we was going through that particular school, even certain things that we would chant, even El Quran, even certain surahs and stuff that we would, you know, mastering the Arabic language and stuff like that, there used to be a chant that we used to say, Allah, ilaha illallah. And then later on, we found out when he started putting certain books and stuff out called the Wazifa. I think now it used to be called the Wazifa, I think it's
mm-hmm.
But everything, even back then, in the harmony in which we would chant certain surahs and things like that, that was therapeutic, even back then. You feel me? So the key is even the tone of our voice that we're using right now, even the tone in which you speak, the mannerism, by you being a feminine gender, is therapeutic in itself. Okay, so yeah, the key is always in the sound. And about what I try to do with sound therapy and bringing that to the forefront is because I'm a witness and I'm a watcher. I look at the state of us as a people, as a whole. I'm seeing so many things that has happened, you know, since May 8th, 2002. And I look at the state that we're in now, by that calendar, 2016, almost 2017. And we can do better than what we're doing right now. There are certain things that people still haven't got it. The information itself is one thing. But so I said, okay, so let me incorporate love. When we, you know, a lot of the former R&B artists and stuff like that, they was composing these songs and things like that, how they was delivering and performing these songs, the element of love was there. And we didn't even have the problems. There was times that when my godfather was teaching me, he said, I want to take you back to a time that you don't remember because you was too young. He said, but there was a time that a man and a woman would get in an argument, you know, over a bill or something, you know, something that was an issue. A certain song could come on, like they could be at the point of a breakup, right? They would be at the point of a breakup, and then the OJs would come on, like Cry Together.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I'm getting sick at my grandma's house, my older brother. Bottom line is, we adults here. They did some serious making up. If you don't understand, I'm trying not to be nasty, but they did some serious making up based on that song alone.
No doubt.
You know what I'm talking about?
No doubt.
Certain songs will take us out of a state of anger and get us to realize what we have and start to realize that, wait a minute, I almost ended something over something petty.
Right.
You know? So yeah, that's why that became real important. And I actually started really pushing this about 3 years ago, you know, about incorporating, you know, much more music into a lot of the posts and stuff that I do. I'm also a former recording artist, and thanks to Bro.Ntelek, he brought me out of retirement.
Well,
one before then. So I'm definitely gonna blitz the mic again myself. So, but yeah, hopefully I did answer that question a little bit more. I mean, there's certain instruments, just our tone, the melodies, just by itself, without any musical instruments. And then yes, you are correct with a lot of people such as the great Hamza El-Adin, of Nuba. He would play, using the oud, and he would play a lot of instruments. He would do certain chants and add a little bit, and maybe some other artists, but it was pretty much just certain strings and stuff, certain melodies, the certain rhythms in which he would play these that would actually bring forth the healing. And it would heal from the inside out. So that's key. Right. Because if you remember through the doctrine of Islam, he used to tell us, he said, okay, you got the outer hearing, Samia, right? And then you got inner hearing.
Right.
Okay? Just like you had the outer heart, Kulbi, and then Al-Abida, the inner heart. So
right.
Two things happening at the same time. So all of these things, as far as instruments, whether these songs is, whether it was played with music in the background or just harmony itself. So that's why it's very, really important. And then to incorporate the right melody, like I like what Bro.Ntelek is doing. I mean, the music, the way in which it's composed, everything blends so well together. To me, that's sound therapy right there. Everything that I heard so far, that's pure sound therapy. Not only is that, I mean, it's taking me back to a point where I used to love hip hop. Right. Because we, as an artist, as a recording artist, and I look at the state of where hip hop is nowadays. I mean, it's not even creative. I mean, to me, I even gave my son an idea for him just earlier today. So I'm going to do my part with the sound therapy as far as the business end.
Right.
I want people to be prepared because, like I say, no external, I don't care if they graduated from Yale or whatever, will be able to handle the magnitude of what we are facing as a people, okay? What we're facing with all the anger issues, different confusions about different, people arguing back and forth over doctrine.
Right, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're right. Everybody don't learn the same way. Everybody don't learn, everybody don't spend enough time studying certain things. Some people, let's talk about the argument right quick. You got some people that might be a fool, they go back to dance all day, such as me.
Right.
Okay? Then you got some people that might not have went through those schools. They might have came in through the school of Holy Tabernacle Ministry. So Judaism and the Torah and things like that. And even that, we had to pronounce certain things. That was therapeutic even in itself. Yeah. So each school, there was always something dealing with sound.
Right. And
I heard him teach a lot of different ways, but one of the things that every time he would say it, he would use the word like, etymology, the key. Okay, you know what? It's taking me back to the Elohim video when he dropped, I think it was in upstate, up there in Nubia, I think.
Oh, you talking about the Right Knowledge School?
Yeah. When he came over there, you remember he was saying that the key is in the sound. I know it was Elohim part 1 or 2, and he was saying he was using something. He was bringing. Someone asked him a question. He said,
it's etymology.
He said he used the word etymology. Key is in the sound.
Right.
You remember when it starts off, and then one of them Pale Arabs, they was mispronouncing. They didn't say Bismillah, man.
Right.
Bismillah, and making all of them set letters. You remember he went through that as Ravoni Yahshua back then, and he was like, they mispronouncing it, and back then, even I got to say this too, it made travel on peacefully. And that's the great Yadulahi. Yadulahi was a master in his own right.
Right.
Based on what I heard, I only heard that. Never had opportunity to meet him.
Right.
But I got his DVDs that he blessed us with. When he was breaking down and teaching Arabic part 1 and 2, I do have that, even on DVD. Okay. I received that as a gift probably about 10 years ago. But the key is sound or tonation and the healing was always a part. I won't even call it a doctrine because he always said that it's about love.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Now that brings me to this. I got to say this before I lose my train of thought. On a few things. I appreciate you in acknowledging the musical works that I've done. I appreciate you acknowledging that, but I think we're just gonna be going back and forth with that because a lot of what I've done lately has been based on what I've heard you play. So, just by being on social media, Facebook, and I have no choice but to see this brother just keep playing these songs, and it's taking me back to when I was a child, when I was a kid, and these are the songs that my parents was playing, and it was just it was a love time for me. So when I hear you playing those records, soon as I hear it, it's talking to me. It's saying, make a new wop version of this, make a hip hop version of this. So a lot of what's on the new record is inspired by the things that you've been playing on Facebook, bro. I just want to put that out there to let you know that personally, that you've been highly instrumental in inspiring me to get back into that love healing, So I figure as an artist myself, I'm not gonna call you every time I hear you do a record. I'm gonna go record so I don't lose the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? So, but
many people that will bless me with some words and a gift, but you just gave me one of the best compliments, and to me one of the most valuable gifts that I have ever received. First of all, because of my profound love and respect that I have for you as a person and as an artist.
And that's neutral. I want you to know that that's neutral though. That's new. That go the same way. I feel the same way about you, man. You know what I'm saying? And what's happening here, which is my point that I want to present. What's happening here is that this change that you're talking about, that body of people who can do better and make it better, it's us. Because the sister Hathar is also a recording artist. She's an artist. You know what I'm saying? So it's the musicians, it's the recording artists. You know what I'm saying? And here's the deeper thing. All of us are recording artists. All of us have, a right to an expression. You know what I'm saying? But what's happening is that a lot of positive frequencies is not being sent out enough because the positive are also naive and they tend to take the back route because we don't want to be combatant. So instead of facing the problem, we just walk away to go the other way and just love those who receive our love. But we're in a day and time now that we have to create ports like WNT9 RADIO where we can actually bring all of those positive forces together, man. So this is where we are. You know what I'm saying? And thanks to you, as far as I'm concerned, if it wasn't for you doing what you was doing and being inspired the way that you're being inspired, I wouldn't be inspired to inspire others. And the sister Hathar made herself visible and inspired me. So it's just really like a circle, man. You know what I'm saying? We just inspiring each other. And once people just start to get a good feel and sense that we're not just inspiring from where we are, we're actually connecting and working together, that's going to be a whole force in itself. You know what I'm saying? It's going to create that love, and that love is going to generate that key that's going to get Pot and Bab out of there, man.
This is key. This is key. First of all, I always pretty much been walking around with a natural high since I have found my divine truth. Since I was able to put things together, because life, as I like to describe it, is a roller coaster ride. This is some of the key things that I share with my business of sound therapy, where I be able to meet people on a one-on-one, individual, couple, as well as a family, and then soon to be a group. But I'm having these therapy sessions.
Right.
Okay. There's so many people that came with information to help bring us back to our glory as a people. And we know that the sacred spiritual master teacher, our spiritual guide, our savior, and so many things to us, right? When he came, he just pretty much just set everything straight into the right place. But what happened is a lot of people have that follow me mentality. This includes even certain family members. I think some people didn't even take the information and even take him seriously. You know, because I know that with all that he came and all that he came to give us as a people, one of the things that he didn't have to try to make it so obvious, but sometimes he even came out and said that it's not about him, just him, it's about all of us.
Right.
It's about all of us.
Right.
And because you got some people, for some reason, they would be able to listen to other things, but when it came to that part, see, a lot of times people would take the back seat because that'll be too much responsibility. And you're right, like you said earlier. Remember when you were saying earlier, can you imagine if there was more than one him on Tamaray at the same time?
Right.
That type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is why I'm quite sure that you and your co-host can understand what I'm about to say. This is why it's a shame that a lot of people got away from the old scriptures. You know, when I see the old scriptures, I'm mainly talking about, you know, the Torah and you know, the Injil, the book of Revelation, and all of that. You know, the books of the prophets. Because if we really, really went through that and we actually read it, you can see, you know, the thing that I'm seeing in my mind's eye is Isaiah chapter 53. Okay, where it speaks about, in Daniel chapter 12, it speaks about in the last days, Michael will stand up for his people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be one person. A lot of people contest it, a lot of people wrestle with it, and some people don't even fully understand it. It had to be one person to be able to do this. Because you got to look at it as, you know, we come from different tribes, different nations.
Right.
But people say what they want to say about him. The reason why I can probably say that, you know, by him being the savior in which he is, because he gave me the tools for me to be able to save myself.
Right.
For me to be able to help save other people.
Right.
Okay? But it had to be one person to do it. Now, this one person, people say what they want to say about him. He had the knowledge and the strength and the patience to be able to meet us on an individual basis on one hand, and then as a group and a family on another hand. To me, that's nothing shy of a miracle to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how you got a lot of critics of his and all kind of, you know, they're out here bad mouthing, but people won't even take time to see the miracles that he did and what he's able to do.
No doubt.
You get what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah, so I definitely wanted to put that on record, you know?
No doubt. When you get into the conversation of the master teacher, we're going to just need to run a 24-hour. You know,
I like to even speak on my experience, and that's one thing I like to do right quick, you know, before y'all ask the next question. You know, that's what I try to do. You know, because for a while I wouldn't even post up and wouldn't even address, you know, is he in jail, is he not? I would just take a back seat. But, you know, you got a lot of, let's call it the way that the media call it, disgruntled followers, and they're out here posting all kind of things. From what I'm hearing, they writing books, they doing videos, all kind of things, right? So I started speaking out, and I was speaking about my personal experience that I had with him.
Right.
To traveling with him. And I can say, that's not the character that, I can proudly say that, that's not the character of the being that I studied from June 26, 1991, on up into infinity. I had personal conversations with him, which I'm trying to think of a better word, but I had some real positive feedback,
right,
interaction, that's the word I'm looking for,
right,
with me and him.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't need a middleman to tell me. I had took time to investigate and study him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I not only did I read the books, I would take the book and apply it to my life on a daily.
Right.
Okay? So that's why I can say proudly, he is who and what he is and what he means to me.
No doubt.
Okay? So I just want to get that on record. I'm sorry.
No doubt.
But
now, you know he's the master teacher, so he's not just dealing with one or two individuals. The things that he do, he's not playing checkers. He's definitely playing chess. So,
I love that.
This is why we're coming together, man, so that we can, submerge these airways with nothing but love, man. You know what I'm saying? In order to get there, we definitely have to, take on some of the issues, some of the hate that's out there, and some of the confusion that's out there. And sound therapy, what?
That's what it is. And that's why, I'm just like, I've been just, listening and taking in what you're saying as well, because I know the truth and I know what it is.
I want to speak about a miracle that took place.
Right.
People can take it for granted. One of my most proudest moments. See, a lot of people don't know about me. I'm not sure how long exactly we've been friends. But my original background photo used to be me in a robe. There's two of them that's gone. One when I graduated from religious school, but this one here was my costume. So a lot of people don't realize since 1995, thanks to Dr. Malachi C. York, I was able to own and operate my own business. It was a mail-order business. I wasn't able to, have a store, but actually I didn't need a store because I was a traveling ministry. It goes back to 1995. That's on record. And when I used to teach, I used to put the graduation robe on. That was my costume. I kind of posted from time to time. My face was a lot fatter and all that kind of stuff. That's besides the point. But I'm saying this because I want to share this miracle with you. Throughout my travels, and thanks to Illumini, he told me, he said, because he was my personal guide. And he said, you're going to have to take this message to the prisons, right? And I'm like, okay, you haven't steered me wrong so far, so why do I need to go to prison? You should trust me. You need to get that experience. So I applied for a volunteer card in the local prison back in 1998. 1998 is when I applied and I got approved by the state. And originally, I was gonna just be in a study hall. I wasn't, trying to hold my own class or anything like that. I just wanted to be amongst, people that were studying. If I could, share something to try to help elevate someone. I didn't go there for sake of debate or nothing. I didn't have no particular school that I wanted to study with because as a well-rounded person, a person that was raised as a Nubian Islamic Hebrew, all of those things. I had knowledge of the Torah and all the way throughout the Quran. So bottom line is this. Here's where the miracle comes in at. Throughout my travels, people used to write me handwritten letters. This before the internet and all of that. Okay, they heard about the local prison, the ministry that was going on in my local community. So they started writing me from other prisons. Right here to this day, a lot of people don't know me by Huni Bak Atun. All they know me by is student teacher, which is a name that I had on record since 1995. Okay? So anyway, there's a beautiful sister that me, her, and Dr. Malachi Z. York, along with my godfather, Illumini, there was a prison ministry that was already established. But when I met Sister Miriam, she had, I gave her certain pictures and things that I took with one of the brothers, a phenomenal artist. His name is Master William Suggs Bay L. He's a brother of the Moorish Science Temple. He actually painted two portraits. One of him as Amenubi Rakata making Makaraj, and then the other one was hand-drawn pastel painting of Yanu. Okay? So I had an opportunity, thanks to my brother, Master Nebu Atun Ray Randis. He's in Kuwait right here today. I remember we was going for getting ready for, I think it was 1999 of Savior's Day weekend, Dr. Malachi New York. So I was going to take the picture of Yanu down there. He was like, no, don't take that one, take the other. Okay, so we go to that, but to enjoy the festivities. And thanks to Dr. Thompson, who had a home on Tamaray. Right. So I had that poster, and I had got tired, man, from just partying and just for all the festivities that was going on Davis Day weekend, right? All of a sudden, my brother, Nebu Atun Ray, came and he woke me up. He said, hey, Quan, a doc is on the land. He's about ready to go in, so we need to get him this portrait, right? So, Okay, so now I'm waking up, brushing my teeth, and trying to hurry up and freshen up, So anyway, bottom line is that I'll inbox you a picture of the portrait that I gave him. It was right after James Ingram just got through singing. He spoke, briefly. He said, I'm kind of tired, y'all. He said, y'all go ahead and enjoy the festivities.
Right.
Then I'm ready to go in.
Right.
And the bodyguards were trying to stop me and my brother from getting to him. Because, the way my brother, he was real aggressive. He said, he was like, hey, dog, we got to get to you. So the bodyguards were looking like, they didn't know some type of threat or anything like that. So anyway, I told him, I said, I was asked to give you a hand-drawn poster, a painted poster of you. And he turned around, what? He said, a gift for me? Now, I don't have a picture of me giving him this, because I took a picture of him looking like Rakim in the face when I saw him. He looked, at that time, to me, he looked like Rakim in the face when I actually took a photo of him standing right by my brother. And I gave him, and he was holding the photo, and that's where the miracle come in at, because I was telling him about the prison ministry, the gentleman who was a phenomenal artist who actually painted this. As a matter of fact, it wasn't just him. He actually had 3 miniature pictures of the ambassadors. Remember going through the Moore School?
Right.
I think he had a little small picture of Nin Hagoel.
Right.
He was called at the time. What was it? The Native American, what was the name? Zachariah, I think, something like that. She was real pretty. And then there was a Nin a.e.o of the African chapter.
Right.
Those 3 inserts inside that. And then I told him this is a mouth-to-ear conversation that we had. So a lot of people say, well, your crown that you got on, which goes into another conversation. The crown that you got on is outdated. We don't wear that no more and all that. And I'm like, man, I actually took this crown off, handed it to him, because the guy who made the crown that you see me adorn from time to time, he made that out of a prison bed sheet.
Wow.
Did you catch that?
Wow.
Out of a prison bed sheet. So it's a relic. It's not just to me, I'm like, this is never grab thing, not by me.
Wow.
He took it off my head. He took it. He looked at it. He said, man, this dude actually did all this. And so he gave me his blessing for me to do that prison ministry that I had. Like I say, even before 1998, 1999, and I taught that for 2 straight years on a Wednesday, and only missed 1 class out of 2 years. Now, what's so unique is I got the Magic Man vibrational sound therapy sessions that I normally do on VPE Network. It's normally have that on Wednesdays.
Right.
So bottom line is, I'm a willing worker. Like the good sister was saying, your co-host. A lot of people, it's application time.
Right.
Some people, they can read, they can study all the time, but when you take time to apply it, it becomes a part of you.
Right.
Becomes the book. That's what I say. It's like when we were going through religion, and they used to say that faith without works is dead. Okay, so that's religious school of thought. So now we got to look at what we had in this particular time for the hereafter. Now we got to apply. I don't care if you're coming from the SRU. I don't care if you're coming from the Holy Tabernacle Ministries all the way up to the ministry schools to where we're at right now. If you're not going to take time to apply any of that, especially the beneficial information, then what's the point?
The sound therapy thing, that's a thing. It's alive. It's alive.
Well, you need to get that support, and trust me, people are going to support it willingly or unwillingly. I'm not saying that to be cocky, because we're talking about fallout here with things that is, on the other end. They're expecting, disaster, recession, all kind of things on the political end. Well, of course, it don't have anything to do with us, because, it's not a system that was created with us in mind. I'm talking about Melanin people. That the whole entire system wasn't created with us in mind, and our best interest in mind. Okay? So bottom line is, for the listening audience and for this interview tonight, I want y'all to hear me clearly. This is key. Normally I say those 3 words when I'm doing a post and when I'm teaching, and yes, I am a real teacher. Call me what you want to call me, but I'm pretty good at what I do.
Go down.
This is key, so hear me closely when I say these 3 words. Okay, this is key. We are not worried. The only thing that we need to worry about is getting ourselves together and supporting our own. I don't condone what they call Black Friday. I don't. Because I feel like a better approach, a better method is, and I post on it, maybe I should have tagged you in it, is instead of black out Friday, we need that black in our way. Okay, so that means, hear me closely, that's black in our way. Okay, and not to get into all conversations that we need black and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm saying this to make a point. Instead of black out Friday, but we don't support the establishment of America and all that kind of stuff like that, and most of us, 85 to 90, I'm going to say 95% of us, are very dependent on America, very dependent on other people hiring us and firing us and doing all kind of things for us. Why? It's because we haven't took the time to set this up for ourselves. Yeah, we did have it. We did have it by way of Tamarack. We did have it through the Ansaru and the many different Nubian nation and all the things that, people want to badmouth. Again, the sacred spiritual master teacher. But one thing that only a fool or the fool would deny, that business was set up. People was taught how to work and own and operate businesses.
No doubt.
We was able to come together from all over the world.
No doubt.
And we had, not only that, security was very, very important. Also another key. Security was very important, and we had that in our communities for 24 hours.
Right.
In a period.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We were handling our own. And when we did that, we didn't have these issues and these crimes. Not in neighborhoods in which we established those, that type of security.
Right.
Bottom line is, this is where sound therapy is really coming in at, on the business end. And hear me closely. We're talking about fallout here. One of the things that I want to use sound therapy for, not just with the fallout, is it serves as a form of rehabilitation. Because, if you're a drug addict, you got all kind of rehab centers, if you're drug addict and even alcohol and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people don't realize that information is the most addictive thing that this planet has ever seen.
No doubt.
Some people became information junkies.
No doubt.
Just being put in whoever got the latest swag or the newest book or this and that, people becoming things.
Right. Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why I'm coming forth to offer this, because I'm well rooted in religious doctrine. I'm well rooted when it comes to different cultures and stuff like that. So I'm able to deal with a person, be it old school or new school, and try to help get into this person's psyche, so I can be able to say, okay, I'm not here to try to steer you to get you to agree one way or the other.
Right.
What I want to do is to try to stop that religious and that unorganization.
Right.
And fine tune it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that way we'll be able to encourage. And that's the only thing I can do as a guide and a counselor. I can only encourage people to absorb what's beneficial and do away with things that's detrimental.
Right. And that's all you can do. That's all any of us can do. I always ask our guests to give us a few words. If Partner Bab was actually listening to this show, give him some words from yourself to him. What would it be?
Well, I speak to him all the time through mind mail, but my body's shaking right now because, again, I got to know him personally. So I say this to you. A lot of people, man, I'm at the brink of tears right now, man. The type of love that I have for this extraordinary being. I remember I came in, from being the Nation of Gods and Goddesses, okay? So I was able to, get that book, the book to the 5%, that was there for me throughout my travels. So I want to say, I thank you for everything that you have done for me as an individual and what you have done for the world. To me, it's like you are nothing less than a living, breathing phenomenon. And I thank you so much for what you did for me. So what I want to do and what I try to do is be the highest example of what people who may never had the opportunity to see you in person, I want them to be able to experience you through me.
That's powerful, man. And I definitely appreciate you expressing those words. And before we get out of here, give everybody your contact info where they can reach you, website, Facebook, etc. Definitely.
My website is under construction right now. I'm sorry to say that, but just stay tuned. Just keep a watch. But you can reach me via Facebook. And I found out, I want to say this too, I found out that we finally got someone that was smart enough to create, I think it's called the Black Journey or something like that. You have to check my page and I'll send you a link. I signed on myself.
Okay.
It works. It's formatted just like Facebook. Part of me want to just disengage, Facebook, because I know you got some people. Bottom line is, people got to put up and shut up. We got to start reinvesting in ourselves. And I have seen a lot of posts that I post because they got authority to edit and not even post certain things. We talking about Melanin issues and all kind of things like that. So bottom line is put up and shut up. So anyway, to the listening audience, you can reach me via Facebook for now. And you can reach me at Huni Bak Atun. That's the way you say my name phonetically. But it's spelled H-U-N-I, that's Huni, B-A-K, Bak Atun, that's A-T-U-N. Okay? So, me and you are definitely from the same known, because we got the same last attribute. But yeah, you can reach me via Facebook for now. The only thing I have is a personal number right now. Soon I have my business number, and I want to be there not just for the fallout, but I want to be there as far as preventive measures. I don't want things to become a disaster. I want to be able to prevent certain things so we'll be prepared for us to be able to do things for ourselves, for us to be able to heal ourselves. And more music is on the way. I'm coming out of retirement thanks to Bro.Ntelek, because I'm going to come back on the scene as well, okay? So hopefully one day we might even be able to do a little collaboration as well.
Oh, man, that'll be beautiful. That'll be beautiful. Hey, listen, man.
Right now, reach me via Facebook. You can reach me at Huni Bak Atun.
No doubt.
And thank you so much. I want to say thank you personally from my inner heart, not just my outer heart. But I love you with the heart of me. So don't get to know you, elegant speaker.
Now you see why she was called on to be a co-host. She's about to do her own segment, though. She's about to have her own show popping, man. You know what I'm saying?
We can do this.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I don't know if it's still recording. Hopefully it is, but we can do this. And it's in the audience. I'll say this to you, Bro.Ntelek, you as well, our co-host. We can do this if we stop playing.
No doubt. Listen, hold on. Do not hang up. Let me holler at the people right quick. This is WNT9 RADIO. Repeat your Facebook right quick one more time.
Yes, you can reach me via Facebook. That's Huni Bak Atun. And you spell it H-U-N-I-B-A-K-A-T-U-N.
For that sound therapy, definitely hit the brother up. And brother, again, hold on, man. WNT9 Radio, and I'm your host for today, Bro.Ntelek, and my co-host is
Hathar.
No doubt. Anybody that's interested in that sound therapy, please hit the brother up, and look forward to him right here hosting his own show on WNT9 Radio. Peace.
Yes, peace.
Surprises you will find, colors you